Introducing Akt by MooreCo, a family of tables, chairs, and soft seating designed for Gen Z. Akt is dynamic, diverse, and collaborative. As digital natives, Gen Zers seek motion, change, community, and immediate access to information. Akt was designed to morph, reinvent, and transform itself, allowing users to feel they're in control of the space they're in. But why did we name it Akt? Akt stands for active, kinetic, and tectonic. Active, because Gen Z is a resilient and entrepreneurial generation and will not allow themselves to sit on the sidelines. They are purpose-driven, who rise to their challenges, and who flourish when there is motion and interaction. Kinetic, community is everything to Gen Z, and using their voices to speak up and validate themselves and others. Their communities are fluid, always shifting, and so should the energy where they learn and work. Tectonic. Gen Z believes in social justice and in making a difference. They boldly wade into new territory, unafraid of embracing and creating change. Welcome to Akt, a new line of furniture made for spaces to inspire action, allow kinetic energy to flow, and create tectonic shifts in thinking.
Here we are on part 2 of the last presentation for Thrive Higher. Now we're going to be talking with Ryan Haas. Mr. Haas is the Vice President of Product Development here at MooreCo, and he's going to walk us through the amazing Akt line that is launching today, and we're going to go into details of how Akt was designed, and let's get this started, Ryan. So we have learned so far through the webinar that Gen Zers love action, they love to move, they want information right away. So when we talk about the Akt tables, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So the Akt tables were really developed with motion in mind. So they're standard with casters, and they come in 3 heights at 42 inches high, 36 inches high, and 29 inches high. And the idea with the 42-inch high table is that it's really a gathering space. And it's a mobile gathering space. So you can have a group setting or really just, gather where you need to. The tables come in 25 different shapes and sizes. Some of them are amorphous shapes. Some of them can group together. You can actually work in a group or then break them apart when you want to be by yourself.
That's great. Yeah, and we learned a lot through experts that the different height, because some students work better when they're standing up, some just need to perch but not necessarily sit down, and some focus a lot better when they're just not in motion. So Akt just provides all of those for every learning type. That's amazing. So now let's go into the chairs. So this is a brand new chair line for MooreCo, and we're super excited. Tell us a little bit about the different types of chairs available and the colors. The colors are very new to MooreCo, so we want to hear about the colors as well.
Absolutely. So the colors are actually a lot of fun. These are a lot more sophisticated and toned down yet fun. So you get into your mosses, your cyan, morning fogs, but you still have your, typical blacks in there to match with your spaces.
So they're a bit more mature.
Absolutely. And the great thing is we're going to be taking these colors and rolling them out across our product lines just because they've been such a big hit. So the products are offered in a high-density wire stacker. Mm-hmm. So this has been a need for our company for so long, being able to put high-density stacking chairs and high-density stacking, wire stools.
Wow.
The high-density stacking chair will come with a cart.
Wow, okay.
So you'll be able to stack that 40 high on the cart.
So 40 chairs can stack on the cart.
And 20 on the floor.
The floor, okay.
Yep.
So that's an entire classroom that can just be stacked up and make more room for Gen Zers who like to move around.
Absolutely. Or if you're setting up like an auditorium or a cafetorium or something like that, you can put them out and then quickly stack them up and get them out of the way.
Now, tell me about the shell, because I know the shell has a lot of ergonomic study behind, and in what ways is that going to support the user.
Absolutely. So, I mean, to start, it has our typical chamfered waterfall to help support, the front of your legs, the comfort. It won't cut off circulation to the front of your legs. We did quite a bit of research into the contour of the seat and the back to make sure that it fits all different shapes and sizes of user.
That's right.
And the different angle of the back to make sure it would be comfortable.
Okay, and then can the shells be upholstered just like the other lines?
Absolutely, the seat can.
The seat, not the shell. Yes, I'm sorry, my bad. Great. There are options for arms. So that is for just the 5.
For the 5-star.
So
Yep.
5-star chair and the stool. Is there a reason why we're doing that? Is it for comfort of users or?
It really is. So our arms are typically used in a task chair kind of setting.
Mm-hmm.
So we did this on our 5-star. And the nice thing is that they're retrofittable in the field. So if a customer decides that they want a 5-star chair or stool, but doesn't order the arms, they can always get them later and they're easily assembled.
It's great, and I love the design of the arms. It's very different to anything that MooreCo has done as well.
Yep.
It's definitely very Gen Z, very young and fun. And we've heard multiple times about glides falling off. So how are the MooreCo glides different? How is that not going to be a problem?
So nobody ever has problems with casters falling out. Casters is a tried and true design. It has a metal stem with a grip ring. We took that same technology and used it on the glides for the tube chair. If a user decides later down the line that they want to change their chair to use casters, that is also retrofittable in the field.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so flexible, just like our audience is. That's
Absolutely.
great. Okay, so now we're going to go into the soft seating. And love, it's great. It's got a lot of angles. It's super comfortable. We know that Gen Z, they are the generation that mostly focuses on their well-being, both physical well-being and mental well-being. So how does that transfer with this line of soft seating?
So what we realized was a lot of soft seating struggles when it comes to cleanability. Since we do sell into, office spaces, we sell into healthcare, we sell into education. So what we did was we designed a pass-through in the back of here. Mm-hmm. So this goes all the way through. So crumbs don't catch in the back of the soft seating. They would fall all the way through to the bottom. Mm-hmm. So you don't have a bunch of bacteria. You don't have, a bunch of things growing back here. And then we also lifted it up, the soft seating up about 9 inches off the ground. Easily get a dust mop under there if it's on a hard floor, or a vacuum if it's on carpet, so it's easily cleanable. When you're in a public space, I don't want to think about what's back there.
Oh, I get it. And like we said, Gen Zers are very studious. They do their research, and they bond better when they know that these things were made for them.
So these are the actual spacers that are used in the soft seating line. Mm-hmm. So what we did was we made the spacers in every Akt color, mm-hmm. and that way you can coordinate it with all of the other Akt products, mm-hmm. and you can also coordinate it with your fabric.
Closer match. That's great. Well thought out. Tell me a little bit about the couches. I know they have a ample room. They're super comfortable, but how are they made? What are they made of?
So the frames are made out of commercial grade plywood, mm-hmm. and we use urethane foam over top of them.
And urethane foam, is that sustainable? Is it?
So we cut our foam in-house. Mm-hmm. Anything that isn't used, anything that we would consider a, quote-unquote waste product, we then grind up and we use for bean bags. So we don't send it to the landfill. Oh, that's great. So it's the same thing with the plywood. We sell the plywood off to be used as wood pellets.
Great.
So we don't send any of the scrap from this to the landfill.
And that really rings into this new generation, because they are very, very aware about the world around them and how they want to protect it. So sustainability is a very important subject for for them. Carrying on with the soft seating, we also have a version with a high back. Let's talk about those. I know that you can configure them a certain way, but let's go with why. Why do we want to have a high back?
So the high back is actually one of my favorite products.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a way to get some privacy in a public space.
Yeah.
So we have two different sizes of high backs, whether you want privacy by yourself or privacy with another person. You can,
that too.
you can get that privacy and really shut out the world around you.
And could you use materials that have a little bit more sound absorbency or texture?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you can find different fabrics that are a little bit thicker, a felt, a quilted fabric that give you that sound deadening property.
And that's very important because, again, Gen Z is all about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they understand that not everybody is going to work the same, learn the same, and that people might have some sensory cues to pay attention to. So if that can help, whether with sound or texture, it's a great addition. And then there's some single pieces. There's an ottoman.
So those ottomans are especially good in open spaces, whether that be a media center, an office.
And then last but not least, lounge tables. That's a first for MooreCo. That is so awesome. So you can actually outfit an entire area with a line, including lounge tables.
Yep. So think of the lounge tables as a coffee table.
Right. Okay. And surfaces, is it any laminate? Can you do dry erase as well if you choose to?
Absolutely. Any laminate, any of our colored bandings, or you could do a matching banding.
Okay. Excellent. Is there anything else that you want to add on Akt tables?
Well, for the 42-inch and the 36-inch tables, there's a footrest that goes across, which adds additional strength.
Oh, wow.
Also, the tables, all tables, whether they're 42-inch, 36-inch, or 29-inch, have a fully unitized frame. And that adds additional strength to the tables. They're one of our strongest tables that we offer. And then coming later this fall, we're going to be offering a glide option for the table.
Oh, wow.
Wire management and modesty panels.
Okay, yeah. Because these are transitioning more now into newer markets as well, right? They're not strictly for higher education.
Absolutely. To being able to be used as, if you want it to be a private office, or even in higher ed, if you want it to be like a training table or a classroom type table, having that wire management will be very handy. Or using the modesty as a privacy panel. You know, you can use it as either one of those.
That's excellent. I like that a lot. Thank you very much, Mr. Haas. Way to go! It's a wrap.